Let's talk about the Shift, Alt, and Control key. Whenever you are sculpting in ZBrush, let's take perspective off. When you're sculpting in ZBrush, or you want to sculpt in ZBrush, you have access to all of your brush tools over here. For the most part, when you select these brush tools, just the regular sculpting tools, and using the clay buildup, as soon as you select the tool and you come over to your object and you left mouse and click, you'll notice that the surface is pulled away from the object. If you want to have the surface pushed in, you hold Alt, which gives you the inverse of your tool or your brush. So that pushes in. You can also control that in your brush menu at the top. You see it says Z add, and then if we change that to Z subtract, it does the same thing. So then we have our Shift key. So if we hold Shift, that changes our cursor to blue, but you also notice that our brush turned to smooth, and we can now smooth out our surface like so. And then likewise, if you hold Alt, that does the inverse of smooth, which is kind of sharpens the surface. And whenever you hold Shift, you'll notice that your Z intensity is different, so it's independent. When you hold Shift, you're shifting between two tools, and all of the functionality up here is adjusted as well. Then we have Control, and when you hit Control, that changes your cursor again, and it says Mask Plus. That means if you basically click now, you are adding a mask to the surface. So I'll let go of Control, now back to my regular brush, and I can kind of sculpt up to the surface, but it's basically paused those vertices and polygons from being affected. We'll talk about masking in another video, but just be aware that that's the mask. If I want to hold Control Alt, that gives me the negative of the mask, so I'm able to erase out the mask. And so I'm going to sculpt to the inside here, and that's just a way to prevent me from working in certain areas. So Control, click, drag to the outside, removes the mask. And then again, so we have click on our brush tool for sculpting, click and drag, left click on a mouse. With your pen, you can just draw straight on the screen. Alt is negative or inverse of that operation. Shift lets you smooth. Shift Alt lets you sharpen. Control lets you mask. Control Alt lets you invert the mask or erase the mask.